Hello and welcome to my weekly video blog, and today on A Vogel Talks Menopause I'm going to be talking about 7 underwear mistakes that may be bad for your menopause and perimenopause symptoms. If you like my tips and advice, then please subscribe and remember to hit the bell icon so you can be notified of all my new videos. Vaginal and urinary tract symptoms are so common in the perimenopause and menopause. We get so many women getting symptoms at one time or another, and it can be things like urinary tract infections, vaginal dryness, incontinence, itchiness as well. But it will also maybe surprise you that these symptoms are not only due just to hormonal changes, but they can be exacerbated by the type of underwear you are wearing. And that can help or hinder your symptoms. So I thought today I would look at things that you might be doing that you're not really aware can actually impact your symptoms and the sorts of things that you can do to help yourself. So the main symptoms that we're looking at here would include things like vaginal dryness, itchiness, irritability, as I said, urinary tract infections, incontinence, weak bladder function. There can be heavy periods and also things like a sweaty, irritated groin. So just a short while ago, I actually did a video on what bras can do to irritate your symptoms. And so we're now looking at what you would call your pants, your knickers, your undergarments. We all have our own little words for them. So what I'm going to do is look here at the 7 things that you may be doing that can impact on your symptoms. So remember that this particular area in the perimenopause and menopause, it's what we call a mucous membrane area. So this can be affected by falling estrogen. It can become drier. So the whole area, so that's the vagina and the urethra area, that's where that comes from the bladder, can all be irritated. It can dry, it can get really sore, it can get chafed. But also the friendly bacteria in that area can change as well, and that can leave you more vulnerable to vaginal infections such as thrush and candida, and also repeat urinary tract infections. So the most important thing here is to make sure that the area is aerated, that air can move around it to keep it cool, but also to help the friendly bacteria to survive. So the most important thing here is to remember to wear cotton underwear. Unfortunately, man-made fibers and even things like silk can trap the air, so the air can become very hot, and that can create a big imbalance and also a hostile environment for your friendly bacteria. So really try here to wear cotton underwear. If you must wear any synthetic ones, then at least make sure that it has a natural cotton gusset inside as well, because at least that will help you sort of halfway there. Bamboo as well seems to be okay for this, so that's another material you can use as well as cotton. Number 2 is ill-fitting underwear. I think as women we do tend to have a habit, if we have a lovely pair of pants that we've had for a long time, maybe it's matching with our bras and we might have put on a little bit of weight, or our shape has changed slightly and we don't want to throw them away. But this type of underwear, if it's ill-fitting, if it's too tight, again, it's going to stop the airflow, but also as well, it's going to cause chafing, it's going to cause inflammation, and it's going to cause irritation, and it can cause a rash. And if you tend to get a little bit sweaty down there and you've got a rash, that is really going to sting. So just make sure that you buy new underwear regularly. Just go for, I tend on the whole just to go for these multi-packs that you can buy in supermarkets. They're not very expensive, and because of that, they're ones that you can change and throw out and replace on a regular basis. Number 3 is thongs. Believe it or not, these can be so bad for causing urinary tract infections. The reason for that is that the thong bit that goes from your back right through to the front is very close. It's actually touching the skin from your bowel right the way through to the vagina. So bacteria from the bowel can use that little thin strip of material as a bridge to just trot from one area to another. And that's one of the easiest ways where you can end up getting things like cystitis. So thongs really should be avoided at this particular point if possible. Number 4 is, what are you washing your underwear in? So you could be doing everything else right, plenty of room, plenty of air, cotton pants, and you're still having problems. Remember, this area can get so sensitive, and if it's already dry and irritated, what you wash your underwear in can have a huge impact. So if you think about it, you've got all these chemicals in your washing powder. If you're using fabric conditioners as well, that's topping everything up. So if you're having any vaginal issues, then just make sure that you use unscented natural washing powders and also conditioners. And that can make a huge amount of difference, especially if you're getting repeat infections. So number 5 is, what do you wear when you go to bed? I have heard that some women basically just keep the pants on that they've had on all day and sleep in them when they go to bed. This really isn't a good idea, purely because, especially if you're having a bit of vaginal discharge, that's going to be sitting there for basically 24 hours. So it's really important, again, that if you wear anything when you go to bed, you make sure that it's clean, you make sure that there's plenty of room. Go for really baggy pajama bottoms or pants or even jockey shorts or things like that. Again, the reason being, especially if you are getting night sweats, you are going to get sweaty all over, and that will include between the legs. And also, if you've got a duvet or cover on, there's going to be no nice fresh air getting into that area too. So this is one of the ones that I would say that if you're getting a lot of night sweats, that sometimes going commando can be the best thing for you to do, both for your heat control and also for helping to keep your vagina nice and aerated. So number 6 is, are you wearing control pants a lot, or that spandex underwear? Because what that's going to do, it improves your shape, but oh my goodness, it's going to put a lot of pressure on your bladder. So you might end up having to run to the toilet a lot more, which may make you more vulnerable to urinary tract infections, but you're going to get no fresh air in that area at all. So if you need to wear this type of control underwear, yes, if you're going to a party, if you're going out, you want to look your best, but for general day wear, it really is best to avoid it here. And number 7, are you changing your underwear enough? For those of you maybe who are sweating a lot, if you're getting a lot of vaginal discharge, if you're getting urinary tract infections, then your pants can get soiled, if you like, quite a bit quicker than normal. So in this case, maybe changing twice a day can be a lot better for you. And the other thing, and this was something I hadn't actually thought of myself, and it was one of these light bulb moments. If you go to exercise classes, especially if, like me, you do it first thing in the morning, you can get really sweaty between the legs. And if you then don't go straight home and you're not changing and showering, then again, that can have an impact because you're wearing sweaty pants for maybe 2 or 3 hours, which again, and if you're wearing leggings on top, you're not getting a lot of fresh air there as well. And that can have an impact on vaginal health too. So I hope you found this one interesting. It was certainly a little bit of an eye-opener for me as well. I just love doing things like this because I'm learning as I go along as well. So that this was a really good one for me too. If any of you have noticed any issues that have been a problem for you and what you've done to help yourself, then please do share that with us, because we always love to know good stories. And until then, I will see you next week for another edition of A Vogel Talks Menopause.